So I haven't talked Peacemaker in the last week or so, past episode 4, because you know what? It's ass. I'm sorry. I'm a huge comic book fan. I like DC, Marvel, Image, all the above, even the Boom Studios and Dynamite Studios, Space Ghost, and Captain Planet books. And James Gunn did an amazing job with Peacemaker in season 1. He's a not well-known character. He kind of made a new personality for him instead of being like the boring character he was in the books. Cool. This season 2, and I'm not going to take anything away from James Gunn. He did a very good job of not dragging out all the stuff that we maybe needed to know, like how Peacemaker got his portal to the other universes and whatnot. He just explained it really simple, like, hey, he was a kid, they went hunting, found an alien had it, boom, alien dead, this is how I got the doors, this object I put in the door, this was happening, cool. But I feel like this is like the slowest show ever. I can see what maybe James Gunn is doing, like it's a slow burn and it's leading up to some big cameos, and it's just a way to introduce Peacemaker and the crew to this universe, even though he started off in episode 1 basically saying, again, simply explaining away that the Henry Cavill's Justice League is basically this Justice League, and just said boom, there it is, and just threw them in as a substitute for the last scene of the last season. I thought that was pretty smart. Didn't have to waste any episodes explaining away, didn't have to say, oh, Peacemaker's another universe. Like that was my theory before the show came out. I said, oh, maybe Peacemaker was in Henry Cavill's universe, maybe that universe is going to be destroyed and he's going to be in this universe. That wasn't the case. He just explained it away pretty quickly, pretty easily. But I just feel like this season is not going anywhere besides those good things I mentioned. I feel like episode 1 through 5 explored a lot of emotion. Peacemaker's going through depression. He has his core group of friends, but he's in love with one of them. She obviously doesn't share the same feelings or care to show if she shares the same feelings. They wrestle with that though, like every episode. Like Harcourt is not feeling him as far as like publicly. She's not feeling him like that. So he goes to this other universe where he is loved by everybody and is somebody, because he feels like he's nobody in the main universe. And it feels like that is wrestled with every single episode and it wasn't really going anywhere. So I feel like episode 1 through 5 is kind of like, hey, I'm going back and forth. I'm going where I'm appreciated. I'm back in the main universe. I'm kind of depressed. Nothing's happening for me. Nothing's good. In the other universe, my family's there. My dad's there. My brother's there. Both of them are dead in this universe. Mainly the source of my depression, at least one of the sources of my depression. I feel much better here. And that's it. That's like been episodes 1 through 4. Like it's just explored that. I feel like none of the characters have anything really going on. Like Economos is probably my favorite character, but like in this newest episode, I understand this series is kind of like a bumbling fool series, but damn, everybody ain't got to be stupid, right? I'm like Economos, a smart guy that hacked into the Pentagon when he was in high school. I feel like he'd be smarter than in episode 6, that when he's pinned down by Peacemaker's father to give away the fact that the Peacemaker from this father's universe is dead and the one he's been seeing is from a different universe. I feel like he'd be smart enough to tell a lie or something like that. But I thought that was kind of silly. It's kind of goofy. So the only characters in this entire series for me that have any kind of like competency or any kind of intelligence and seriousness is Harcourt. Harcourt's going through the same thing every episode too. She's getting in bar fights to help cope with her own emotional trauma, and she's going through from like when she was messing around with Rick Flag Senior's son. Now he's dead. Maybe she has feelings with Peacemaker. Not willing to explore that. So let's get in bar fights every night, get my ass whooped and beat some ass, and she's also broke. That's like every episode with her. Vigilante, we don't get much of him. Out of bio, we don't get much from her. Economos has a little bit of a storyline because he's like a reluctant aide to Rick Flag Sr. And he knows Rick Flag Sr. just wants to beat Peacemaker's ass, possibly kill him for killing his son. He has something going on. But I'm like, this it's so slow. Like even the guest characters like Red St. Cloud, played by Michael Rooker, who I like Michael Rooker. He's a really good actor, like most of the actors in this show. But they gave him this role where he is an eagle hunter. He's in it for a couple episodes, and the episode 6 he gets killed by Eagly, the prime eagle, who's the prime eagle. I don't know what that's going to mean for the future of the show, but he gets killed by the prime eagle. I'm like, cool. Well, there goes that character. And then Rick Flag Sr., the other serious guy in the show, it's just kind of like he's on a revenge tour. And we see that in episode 6, where he brings out Lex Luthor, who I knew that was coming when he went to the jail. And Lex Luthor is like, this is kind of giving us insight. Like Lex Luthor is going to get out of jail. He's going to help Rick Flag Sr. find a device to locate these interdimensional portals and objects that can go to other universes using a device. And even though Rick Flag Sr. says, no, I'm not letting you out of jail, but I can get you transferred, he's going to get Lex transferred somewhere that's he's able to break out of easily. So we got that. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. But everything else is just, I feel like nothing's happening. Even in the universe where the crew goes to the universe to go find Peacemaker, and Peacemaker is happy. He's being a superhero. Everybody loves him, like I said before. Vigilante finds his other self. His other self is like the arch enemy of Peacemaker. And he's like, why? Because this whole time when Peacemaker's in this other universe, he was hearing about these guys called Sons of Liberty and thinking they're terrorists. When really, this is a universe where in World War II, Germany won, and the people of color are nowhere to be found. They're somewhere because when Adebayo's walking down the street and Peacemaker's brother pulls up and he's like, a black has escaped. Escaped from where, brother? Where are we at? What's going on? And again, it's like Peacemaker didn't even notice that there were no black people or any other people of color in this world, but he's been going back and forth. He didn't even notice that. So I just feel like, man, this show hasn't really gone anywhere. And I'm not being a hater or anything, because I see where the vision is going. I see where James Gunn, it's almost like he's using this as a stepping stone to build upon other characters. Like I can see what I think is going to happen. I can see in this very last episode is going to be a huge cameo thing going on where I think it's going to be a crew. I think it's going to be Amanda Waller with a new Suicide Squad, possibly some old actors that we know, like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, maybe a Boomerang. It's probably going to be a new Deadshot and some other people, or maybe some Authority members. The Authority show or movie is coming out soon too. So it can be anything. I think it's going to be a crew of people that we haven't seen before, mixed with some people that we have seen before, because Amanda Waller is supposed to have a show coming out soon too. So I think it's leading up to that. And then we have to find out where Peacemaker fits in this universe. Because right now, I don't know where he fits in this universe other than being a dumbass. Because every step of the way, he's just a dumbass. And that's cool. I'm okay with him being a dumbass. John Cena does a great job. John Cena and James Gunn have done a great job reinventing his character from the book. They even take some inspiration from the show in the book now. In the book, he's still a little bit more serious, but he's not very smart. So they do a good job with him. But I'm like, where is his role? What's his role going to be going forward other than him being a dumbass? He's got to have something else going on. Anything else going on, something other than being a dumbass, because eventually they're going to have to shut off this other universe. I'm sure since his father from the other universe knows that his actual son of that universe is dead, I'm sure, as dumb as this crew is as a whole, they're going to allow the father and brother to escape into their universe. They're going to have a big brawl in the very last episode, and that's when the other cameos are going to come in. So that's going to have to happen. But again, what is his role going forward? Because he's not working for Amanda Waller again. I don't even think that should be a possibility, since they found out how ruthless she is and how she may be for quote unquote justice. It's like her justice. So I don't know where he's going. Maybe they'll surprise me in the last episode and he'll have a new role as maybe a big time hero for a group like the Authority, or have a new Task Force X, something like that. He's got to do something, man. I'm just telling you, this shit blowing me away. Like I'm sitting there watching every week. I'm like, oh man, I'm excited. I like superhero shit. So I'm excited every week. I'm like, okay, it's about to ramp up. It never ramps up. It goes nowhere. So, I mean, I just described pretty much the whole series for y'all, and that's in 10 minutes. You know, that's the whole season 2 in a nutshell. So I'm not gonna say it's completely ass, but right now I'm giving it like a 5 out of 10. Maybe when the whole season's over, I'll score it up a little bit higher. But right now, I just feel like nothing has happened that is substantial other than a lot of humor. It's pretty much it. A lot of humor. Maybe some more characters showing more emotional development. Like Hardcore has shown one scene so far of her being emotional with her and Peacemaker when she's trying to get Peacemaker to go back. But that's kind of it. That's all. That's all I see really. So I'm hoping for more, but that's why I haven't reviewed it like in the last 2 episodes. So I'm like, man, I don't want to get up here and say nothing's happening, but goddamn, nothing is happening. So hopefully this next 2 episodes, they're going to ramp it up now that there's, they found out what kind of universe they're in. And we'll see what happens because they're all going to have to work together. The whole crew's back. Maybe we'll see some action. Maybe we'll get some more, like I said, more cameos where people are actually doing something and there's like some real threat going on, and some more character development. But that's all the time I have for today. If you want to follow us on here, subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. What do y'all think about the show? I can't be the only one that thinks the show is mid to ass. But you can also follow us on Kuronocomics on TikTok. So drop a comment, drop a follow. Let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. But I'll catch y'all next time. Hopefully, next time I have something nice to say about this show.